We're looking at the Battle Blades Kazari Taichi today. This is the ancestor to the katana, and definitely not your average Japanese sword. Okay, let's talk about first impressions in this one, folks. Contextually, Japanese swords are not my specialty. However, I do a lot of them on the channel because they're popular. So I'm going to be doing an entire series for December of lowest price point all the way up to highest price point. This is the one that's the highest price point. This one coming in at 1,718 US dollars for this Taichi. Why? So this is likely, if not easily, the sharpest and best feeling in the Japanese sword category that I've ever cut with. Now, I haven't been exposed to, like, the $10,000 Japanese ones that are handmade in Japan, things like that. These are the ones that I can get my hands on, from KOA. From the cutting, you're going to see some distinct features. So let's go into this first. So it's obviously not a straight one. It's got quite a bit of a curve, and this was used by elite cavalry. So this is an elite cavalry one. It's not a common katana by any means, from the embellishments to the black race skin and the bamboo pins on the handle. Even some of the fittings as well, and even the cross guard, or like the guard itself. Not a common katana, or in this case a Taichi, at all. The point of balance is incredible on it. I did the cut testing on it, and this is the closest thing that I've found to doing cut testing with a lightsaber. And I mean that literally. It's just cutting through tatami with that was an absolute breeze. That's also not just how sharp the edge is, but also the edge geometry, and also just the point of balance and the way this thing flies in the air. Cutting with one hand and two hands was great. Nothing to say about that. That was kind of weird. And this is where we go into like lifetime investment pieces, if you will. These are things that you may not even cut test with. These may be things that you pass this down to a later generation. This may be something that you have in your collection that you do all your sword forms with. If you are someone who is in the Japanese martial arts and you want an investment piece, this is definitely up there from what I've been exposed to for Japanese swords. Some other distinct features are the curvature of the blade, like I mentioned before. Looking and starting to kind of have more of a European influence as far as blade shape. It's really back swept. It's slightly longer than a traditional katana, or just katanas that were more mass produced. So it's very unique. The tip is, I'm going to get as many up close looks as I can to it. The tip is pointy as hell. You could probably even get some tears with it if you were using this combatively back when this was actually used. But whether this is being used on horseback like it would have been for some elite cavalry and you're using a lot of reverse cuts, or if you were to use this on foot, I think you'd be in pretty good hands with this. So beautiful Haman line on this one as well. This one is tempered. I'm just really impressed by this one. It's tempered extremely well, and we're going to get a bunch of up close looks of it, and also the fittings on the scabbard itself. There's an old samurai documentary on the History Channel with Mark Dacascos, that's a really incredible one, on Miyamoto Musashi, and a lot of the fittings that you see on some of the traditional Japanese armor and the way that they carried their swords, it looks very similar to a lot of what you're seeing on the scabbard here. So that's one to check out as well if you haven't. That was a really, really impressive documentary, and the color scheme and also just the way that this is wrapped really reminded me of that, but we'll get a bunch of up-close looks. So just first impressions on it, it's definitely a lifetime investment piece, especially not just from the price, but also from the quality that Battle Blades has put into this one. It's got a lot of history to it. It's definitely not a common Japanese sword by any means, from its fit and finish, its appearance, in the blade shape and the curvature of the blade, to the actual cutting performance itself. So let's go ahead and take our time with some up-close looks of this one in the scabbard and out of the scabbard.
Right, overall length 39 7/8 inches, blade length 28 3/4 inches. The weight is 2 pounds 12 ounces with a very sharp edge. Blade width is 32 millimeters with a thickness of 7.3 millimeters down to 4.6 millimeters. Point of balance is 4 inches from the guard with a grip length of 9 inches with a race skin wrap. And the blade steel is a 1095 high carbon steel. Of course, this is Japanese culture, manufactured by Battle Blades. Here's some more up close looks of the scabbard. There's even a genuine race skin on the scabbard with the fittings. And some more up close looks of the fittings.
Okay, talking about cut testing with the Kazari Taichi, this one obviously cut like a lightsaber. It cut incredibly well. Very little effort needed, very little follow through, all momentum and some solid mechanics, and you're good to go. Really impressive. There's no damage to the blade, so they're not super delicate by any means when you're using these on tatami mats and traditional cut testing targets. So let's take a look at the cut testing with the Battle Blades Kazari Taichi. So there you have it for the Kazari Taichi from Battle Blades. This is clearly in the investment category, lifetime investment category for a sword, just in the Japanese category. If you're looking to purchase this one and you want to add it to your collection, someone who's into Japanese swordsmanship, or somebody in your life that you want to get a very generous gift for, click the link in the description below this video to add this to your collection today. This one, I don't know how many we have in stock, maybe one or two, but I will tell you that contextually, I always clean these immediately after cutting with them to make sure that they stay in the best shape possible. So make sure to check with customer service and they can get you taken care of. Make sure to follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. I'm your host Tom for Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I'll see you